Alright, let's do this. Yo, what's going on, guys? Steel Vico here, and welcome to my first video of 2023. Yeah, guys, I wanted to start the year off with an unboxing, with a fun video. I figured I would do something a little bit special to kick off 2023 with one of my new, growing, and more popular series, and that is the Sunstar terrible rip-offs, taking a look at them, buying them so you don't have to, whatever you want to call it. That's what I'll be doing today. This is the item in question here. It is the Headless Help Rip-off. It was one that I found on Fraser Hill Farms, and so we're going to take a look at it, we're going to unbox it, I'm going to give my thoughts, we're going to see how bad or good this rip-off is. So, that being said, let's just get into it. Before we begin, I did want to say that I have kind of like a promotion sort of thing going on. So if you are interested in buying the rip-off in today's video or anything off of Fraser Hill Farms website, you can go through my link in the description below and you can get $15 towards any purchase of $100 or more on their website. And doing so also would help me out because then I also get that same $15 towards the towards any $100 item. So if you want to buy anything on there, if you want to buy any of the rip-offs or anything off of their website, use my link. You can get $15 towards it. So yeah, alright guys, so this one comes in a pretty small box, generally speaking. Especially compared to the Nightcrawler one and the Crouchy one, which the Crouchy one was obviously torn to bits and I got rid of, but this one is quite a bit smaller, actually. And I'm assuming that's because there's going to be a little bit more assembly required. But either way, let's just get into this box here and see what we're dealing with, see how bad or good or mid, honestly, this is. So the first thing we can see in the box here is that shiny platter. He's holding a platter. He's like a greeter kind of a thing. So let's just pull the parts out. So the first thing we can get is pretty much everything, it looks like. So you can see this is his head. His head's right here, but his foot's like all the way up here, and his other foot's like hanging down. He's a big mess right here. We get the Christmas tree stands. This is the first of first animatronic from Sunstar, from Fraser Hill Farms, that I got that has a Christmas tree stand. I've been trying to avoid them as much as I can because I just don't really like it that much because I think it just looks wonky. But ended up getting one in this character here. The other part of the stand here. Interestingly enough, they made a video on how to set up a base, set up one of these bases, which I think is kind of funny because, in my opinion, you shouldn't really need instructions for that. It's pretty self-explanatory, but, you know, I figured they just do it for the everyday consumer or whatever, for people who like to have instructions that they have to follow. But in here are all the pulls, and inside is the usual booklet you get, the 1-year warranty and the like promotional stuff. You can get like 20, I believe it's 20% off the first thing you purchase from them when you make an account, I believe. So you can see there are some thin pulls, there are 3 of them, and then there are the pull connectors in here, which are thicker and thus are making it harder to get these out here. There you go. So that is everything in here. So let's just get him set up. Why don't we? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stack up these poles here. So they just go like this. Pretty self-explanatory actually because it's not that difficult to set these up. You go like this. Then like that. Really, like I said, very, very simple. It's pretty hard to mess up, I would think. Unless you stab it into your wall like I almost just did. Then I would consider that a failure. So there's that. It's a little like crooked and lopsided. That might be my fault. that might be their fault. I'm not sure. Then the Christmas tree legs, which, you know, at least maybe that's going to provide some stability. I mean, it's a Halloween decoration, not a tree, which is kind of weird. But, you know, it is what it is. So slide in like so. Might have to give it a little push there. This one's stuck. Of course, there we go. So that's that. How is it in terms of stability? Okay, honestly, not that bad. It's actually, I mean, that's a wide base, as you can see here. That's less likely to go anywhere. You can set more weight on it. It works. I just think it looks really ugly and stupid for an animatronic, but that is just me. Let's take a look at the head. Actually, let's take a look at the head at the end here, once we get him all set up. So you can see he's kind of wrapped up right now in an awkward, weird way. So then, somewhere, there is a way to connect. So one thing to mention already is he can be a hanging prop if you want. It seems to be a thing they include with almost all their animatronics, is just a string, in case you want to hang it. Which, I mean, you totally could. I might, just because like I said, I really do not like that base. Just the Christmas tree bases I'm not a big fan of. So there's like an opening in the side of a shirt here, and then you can see where the thing locks in, which is really weird in my opinion, because that's just going to be, it's going to go in through his side, kind of. I don't know. Okay, so that locks in kind of like that, sort of, and then just hangs down kind of awkwardly, goofily, if that's even a word. It's not a word, but yeah, so then you kind of can position him however you want, and that's him kind of set up here, I guess. Yeah, so this is a very weird one. It's very awkward. Try not to be too biased about it. I mean, it is a rip-off, so I guess I can be kind of hard on it if I want. But I'm going to stop mentioning it after this, but I absolutely despise these bases. I don't know why they use them. Well, I do know why they use them. It's because they're very cheap base, but I really do like the metal ones that Crouchy and the Crouchy Rip-off and the Nightcrawler one had. Even though they're not the most stable and they are very cheap in and of themselves, it's still a lot better than this. Just because it looks weird, you can see it. You can literally see it. Probably not now, but you can see it when you look down. It just doesn't look real. The way he's hanging down, let me just show you. His toes are pointing, so it looks like he's like floating kind of, but like floating very awkwardly. It's just, the bases are not it. But anyway, let's not focus on that, because that's an inherent Sunstar thing, not necessarily an inherent like rip-off thing, so let's just focus on the actual animatronic itself now. So, the outfit is not as close of a copy as with the Crouchy Rip-off or the Nightcrawler one. I believe that's because this one came sooner. But it's still like a butler. He's basically just a butler character. The face isn't close at all. It's kind of its own thing. It's got some okay detailing on it. It kind of looks like the old Jemmy Butlers, kind of. But the plastic itself is, holy cow, very, very cheap. It's very thin plastic. The mouth is not good. Like, the mouth, you can tell which is clack, and it's cut very poorly. And the eyes are the one thing I do actually kind of like, because they remind me of eyes that I use for my custom characters that I make. So those look okay. They look a little out of place. I feel like his eyes should be like a brown or something, just because the blue looks off to me. I don't know how to explain it. And then this is like a plastic head underneath for the mouth moving mechanism. And the hair color is weird. It's whatever, honestly. The platter, I guess, is kind of cool. I think Headless Help had something. Yeah, Headless Help did have a platter. The platter is not put on well at all. It's just a classic Sunstar platter. How they do it is it's literally just zip tied right here. The shoes are literally the same as the Crouchy Rip-off shoes, just black, as you can see. I mean, he is limber. I mean, he can kick his legs up over here, but worth noting is the legs, there's nothing in them. It's just the fabric of the pants, and then they're glued to the shoes there, and then that's it. The outfit is honestly a little bit bland, as you can see. I kind of tried to match it a little bit. Let me know how I did. I didn't have a white bow tie like that, but I tried to match it kind of. But it's just kind of a whatever butler type outfit. So the mechanism is in his body. So let's put some batteries in this guy and see what he does, see what his animation looks like, see what his audio is like, and then close out the video here. Base is not as sturdy as I thought. Wow! Okay. Okay. Alright, so that was the demo of the Headless Help Rip-off guy thing, monstrosity. What is there to say? For one, this is a rip-off of Headless Help, but it is one of the ones that is just different enough that I think a lot of people might not notice that it's a rip-off of Headless Help. If you aren't aware of Headless Help, you'll just think it's a Headless Butler guy. But it's pretty obviously a rip-off just based on Sunstar's track record of ripping off animatronics. It's pretty obvious that that's what's going on here. However, this is probably my least favorite rip-off so far. The Nightcrawler one is passable to me. I mean, it's atrocious, but it looks like him. But this one is just completely different. The mouth looks weird. Like it literally just looks like an old custom mask I would try to make with mouth movement. And hint is those were never very good. And the outfit is just kind of bland. Honestly, a lot of this I could forgive, and I would probably say it's okay if it wasn't for that stupid base. Now, I said I wasn't going to keep talking about it, but as you guys probably saw if I left those takes in, the base fell over twice, and 2 or 3 times in the 15 minutes that I've had this thing out, and it's fallen over twice. Now, I don't know if it's because I didn't have it set up properly, which is kind of hard to believe because it's a very simple setup, or what, but it fell over twice, once during its activation, and once while I was going to get batteries. So it's just not a good design. If it had a metal base and you kind of just stood, I would actually like it a lot more, to be honest, just because it'd be a little bit more usable. Because this is going to be hard to use in a haunt, because if there's any degree of wind, it's going to fall over. Especially if he's moving, because this head is a little bit heavy because of the all the stuff in there to make the thing move, and I believe the speaker is in here. I believe. I might be wrong on that, but I couldn't see the speaker in his chest. But if it's in here, that's even more weight, and he's just gonna fall over. So that's no fun. That's no good. So would I recommend this guy? Absolutely not. Do not buy this one. There's a reason that I like to buy these so that you guys don't have to. Don't waste your money on this one. However, if you want to buy anything on Fraser Hill Farms, like I said at the beginning of the video, you can use my link. You can get $15 towards anything $100 or more on their website. And you can get any of the other rip-offs I've talked about in previous videos. I know there are some of you who actually liked them, which was kind of not the point of my video, but hey, to each his own. If you want to buy that, you could do that. You could buy one of those. Or you could buy some of their, they have Christmas items, and they also have some unique Sunstar designs that I think are actually kind of cool that I might want to talk about in a future video. So take a look on the website, maybe there's something else, but as far as this one goes, I do not recommend you buy them. Unless you're looking for a butler character and you're kind of okay with the base or plan on reinforcing it, which I might do, then, you know, you might have a use for this. But I do kind of like the face. I just don't like the fact that it's kind of split in half to make him talk. It's the only way they could get mouth movement with this type of plastic and without having it cost too much for their manufacturing standards. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this guy. If there's a detail I missed that you actually like. I do like his bow, by the way. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Which rip-offs do you guys want me to cover next? Please provide a link for them, because there's some that I haven't been able to find, so I wasn't able to do them for you guys. The jumping spider one I think is no longer in circulation that I'm aware of. I can't seem to find them for sale. If you can find a rip-off on Fraser Hill Farms, that is especially appreciated, because I can definitely do ones on there as long as they're not sold out. So yeah. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you got some entertainment value out of this, or some informational value, and you know, I'm sure some of you guys wanted to see this guy in action, and you hear his audio. It's that, you know, overused come this way audio, which is becoming less and less common now, which is kind of nice, because then it, you know, it's not so overused and annoying. It's probably one of the less annoying ones, just because it's not used quite as much, but I've seen it used quite a few times over the years that I've been with this hobby. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Happy 2023 guys. Let me know your New Year's resolution in the comments down below, because that's fun. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.